everyone, let's start making shadows, and we are going to start by making these 3 really high shine shadows. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go. Alright guys, let's get started, and as always it is always a great idea to spray all your equipment and your pans, spatulas, your sieves down with alcohol and allow it to dry. Allowing it to dry is what actually going to sanitize your stuff, because alcohol dries by dehydrating, and that's how it kills any nasties that you might have on your pans. Today we are going to make this beautiful golden amethyst shadow, which is basically equal parts of sparkle rose and black amethyst. It is inspired by one of the shadows from the Magic Star palette by Tarte from their this year's holiday release. I wanted to keep the entire palette just for that one shadow, but instead I decided to make that shadow myself.
Excuse me, this cheese?
Yes, madam.
I can make it at home for nothing.
Anyways, I'm mixing together equal parts of the black amethyst and the star rose. And just to let you guys know, it's not going to be the exact shade, but close enough that it doesn't make me regret returning the star palette. Now I'm just mixing the 2 pigments together, and I would highly recommend doing that because all my recipes start off with half a teaspoon of whatever mica you want, and then adding the additives that help you improve the stick and the slip of the final shadow. This way makes it easier to follow the recipe afterward. So we are going to start off with half a teaspoon of this mica pigment, and to that we are going to add 1/32 teaspoon of the zinc stearate, 1/16 teaspoon of the magnesium stearate, 3/16 of a teaspoon of magnesium myristate, 1/8 teaspoon of my mix base from TKBTrading. Then we're going to mix all these powder ingredients together really thoroughly using the spoon. This is where you want to take your time and make sure that there are no clumps left and everything is mixed together nicely. I like to make a little well in the middle for my liquid ingredients, and I'm going to add 5 drops of coconut oil, 2 drops of dimethicone, 1 drop of the preservative cap 5, 2 drops of the jojoba or the grapeseed oil, 2 drops of binder. I'm going to mix all of that together, and then I'm going to mix the powders into it. It is recommended that you add the preservative to your liquid ingredients before you mix it into the powder. That kind of ensures an even distribution of the preservative throughout the shadow. You want to mix everything together really, really well. Since we are using the plastic spoon, I'm not so much worried about damaging the shine of the mica because it's very flexible and it's not really grinding down the mica and its surface per se. And then this is the most important part. I used to think it is not that important, but it really is. You want to pass your mixture through a sieve and it breaks apart if there are any little clumps. And this way, when you press your shadow in the pan, it comes out very, very even and there are no little clumps and bumps left. And you will get that if you don't pass it through a sieve. This is just an ordinary tea sieve. You can buy it very, very cheap in a grocery store, or if you have any Chinese grocery stores, it's easier to find them there in their tea section. Now, a lot of videos I have seen about DIY eyeshadows had tons of alcohol to a mixture, and I did that in the beginning, but it somehow, I feel, messes up with the textures, and my shadows always came out really clumpy if I did that. So I would highly advise against it. What you're going to do is just scoop some powder evenly into a pan, and my method is to fill it to the brim as evenly as I can with this powder that has been passed through the sieve. And I place just a clean plastic wrap on top and press it down with my tamper. You can just wrap a quarter in a paper towel and press down with it. I would highly recommend adding the plastic wrap because that way the paper towel doesn't come in contact with your finished product and does not absorb any oils that we just added. I personally prefer to press it down twice. And so each time I fill it all the way to the rim of the pan and press it down. And now if you want to create a pattern, I keep any pattern that I want to create on my shadow on top, and again add either the quarter or the tamper tool on top and press. And then as a final step, I like to spritz my finished pans down with some alcohol. That I feel kind of settles down any particles that might have come loose. So there you go, this is our finished shadow. And with this recipe, I was able to make about 2 pans. So let's move on to the next one. So the pigment is equal parts of gold fine, up the hill, and Jill. I took half a teaspoon of this final mixed pigment and proceeded with the same proportions as before. And this is what it got us. I decided to press down a 15 mm pan for myself because I definitely don't need a full-size pan of every single shadow I create. And this has come out like beautiful and really high shine. I think it'll look gorgeous as a highlighter. I love it. And for the last one, we are going to use this LA Colors pigment. I recently saw someone compare this to the Fenty Beauty Golden Highlighter, and I have been wanting to play with it forever, so that's what we are going to do. The most painful part of these pigments is getting them out of this weird container that LA Colors has come up with. I'm going to start with half a teaspoon of this powder and follow the exact same procedure as before. And here is our finished pan of shadow. I love it. I don't think it's anywhere comparable to the Fenty Beauty Golden Highlighter, but it is beautiful on its own. And again, here are the final 3 products we made today. Here are the swatches. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.